Well, I'm very sorry, Jason, but I guess I was taking notes on the wrong thing during the meeting because I only have suggestions about Toastmasters in general. So again, since this is a demonstration meeting, I'll just make a brief comment. The general evaluator, the purpose of the general evaluator is to provide overall commentary about every aspect of the meeting, from the setup through all of the various activities and then finally down to the conclusion. So while also taking notes about the language, I did my best to make some observations about how the meeting was conducted generally, and so I have some suggestions related to that. First of all, when I first came into the meeting, I was very impressed to see all of the officers very actively involved in setting up the meeting and making sure that all the details were taken care of. This club, in all the time that I've been involved with this club and involved with Toastmasters, this club has one of the strongest officer committees of any club anywhere in Taiwan, or any club that I've been a member of. So let's give a hand to all of our officers for their outstanding work getting things set up. It really does make a difference when a potential new member comes in and sees that people are organized and things are getting set up, as opposed to people showing up and not being sure who's supposed to do what and a lot of time getting wasted. It really makes a positive impression when things are well organized, so that was very nice. We had 3 Toastmasters of the evening this evening, and they also gave us a wonderful skit, so let's give them a round of applause. Those of you that have visited other Toastmasters clubs may know that the usual way of doing things is to have a single Toastmaster of the evening, but this club has a tradition that there will be 2 students who work together as Toastmaster of the evening, and this evening we even have expanded the size of the Toastmaster of the evening group to 3. So I'm wondering if in a year or 2 there won't be 5 or 6 people up here doing a whole skit or drama performance. So as usual, the Toastmasters of the evening did a wonderful job. I've been coming to this club for a number of years, and Toastmasters of the evening seemingly always, you can cross the street if you want. Seemingly, the usual way of functioning as the Toastmasters of the evening is that they prepare a skit that has various different segments that introduces the various part of the meeting. And in all of my years sitting here as the language evaluator and general evaluator, I have noticed that the skits often start out differently, but by the end of the skit is almost always about a boy who is reluctant to ask out a girl, which tells me what's on all of your minds, which I suppose is not surprising since you're college students. But you can consider diversifying the subject matter for the Toastmasters of the evening. That's just a suggestion. You can take it or leave it. Our variety session was very interesting and very well done. I enjoyed having an opportunity to chat with a few people in my group, and I enjoyed listening when people came up and shared their answers. My only suggestion for the variety session would be what you want to do when you're chairing a session like a variety session is minimize the sort of dead time or downtime. Where by that I mean time where people are not clear about what they're supposed to be doing, or you're trying to explain the rules or something like that. With an activity like this, you want to get people involved as quickly as possible. So my suggestion you can consider for the future would be perhaps you can, in addition to explaining the rules verbally, you could also, for example, have the rules up on the PowerPoint behind you, which will help people to understand what's happening more quickly. And when it's time to divide into groups, you can be a little bit more authoritative and say, okay, we're going to divide here and here. You guys are a group, like that. Just keep that part of it moving, because we have a limited amount of time and we want to spend as much time talking and working on the activity as possible. Regarding the prepared speeches, we had 2 excellent prepared speeches today. So those of you that are here in Toastmasters for the first time, you had an excellent introduction to the kinds of speeches that are typically given, at very good examples of the kinds of speeches that are given typically at a Toastmasters meeting. Our first speaker, Kevin again, yes. So now that I'm functioning as a general evaluator, I have different comments about your speech. But I liked the organization of your speech, your C2 speech. So some members that are just joining us may not be aware of this, but when you first join Toastmasters, you're given your first set of speeches have specific objectives. Okay, and you'll learn about that as you get more involved in the club. But the objective for C1 is to introduce yourself. The objective for C2 is to organize your speech. The objective for C3 is to get to the point, and so on. So if you join and you pay the $1,800 instead of $400, you'll get a booklet that tells you the objectives for each one of the speeches. So your objective was to organize your speech, and you did that very well with 3 memorable points. And what I particularly liked about your speech was that you had 2 points that were serious and kind of touching or heartwarming, and you had 1 point that was kind of irreverent. Okay, so you started by talking about knowledge outside the classroom. That's a very deep and profound idea. And then your second one was saving money by buying used stuff from people that are leaving, right? Which is kind of a silly or not so serious idea. And then you wrapped up with the third point, which was meeting new friends and reaching out to people. So I like that organization. It worked very well. Also, C3 speaker Phoebe, yes, sorry. Again, as I said during the language evaluation, I found your speech to be very authentic. It was clear that you really had a meaningful experience with Toastmasters Camp, and I can tell you, again, having been involved with this club for maybe almost 10 years now, I've seen many students come through, and I've seen many students have experiences similar to yours, where they developed friendships and relationships that were really very meaningful. So thank you for sharing that with us. During the table topics session, our table topics master, where did our table topics master go? Outside? Well, no, never mind, that's fine. I just wanted to say that our table topics session master did a very good job. The questions were topical and of interest to this group, and in particular, the session master was very supportive of the people that were invited to come up on the stage. Okay, the people that are called up for the table topic session, they could be brand new to Toastmasters and not have any idea about what's going on. Yes, thank you for coming in. I was just saying what a good job you did. You almost missed it. The questions that you came up with were very topical and relevant, and what I also appreciated was the fact that you helped the speakers to feel comfortable. Particularly in a demo meeting like this, the people that come in may never have joined Toastmasters before, they may not understand what table topics is about, and of course they may feel very nervous standing up on the stage. So it was very good that if the table topic speaker runs out of things to say or talk about or is feeling nervous, you can help them to feel comfortable and give them some suggestions for things that they can continue to talk about to fill out the time and have a more meaningful experience on stage. Both of our evaluators also did a very good job. I liked Ivan's evaluation very much, and Harvey also did a very good job. My only suggestion related to the evaluations is to mention again what I said before, which is that each one of these speeches, C1 through C10, has a particular objective. So as the evaluator, Ivan did specifically mention the objective of the C2 speech. Harvey, my only suggestion for you would be that you can incorporate wherever Harvey is, you can incorporate the objective into your evaluation. And at least as part of the evaluation, you can discuss the degree to which the speaker was able to achieve the evaluation. That's okay. Okay, so that is all of my comments in my capacity as a general evaluator. Again, a wonderful meeting. Congratulations. I can see that we're headed for another wonderful semester. Congratulations to everyone, to all the officers and everyone that came up on the stage this evening. And I will return my control once again to our Toastmasters of the evening. Thank you all very much.